Well, Judith Ann Neelley is a very special case. I mean, if you look at not only the crime she committed in Alabama, but the nature of how that crime was committed, a jury in DeKalb County felt very strongly about that, to place her on death row. Now, Governor James commuted that sentence. I disagree with the decision he made, but yet she obviously has an opportunity to come up for parole. I think clearly the parole board has the opportunity to be able to consider the heinous nature of that act as well as anything that they have relating to her institutional behavior. But Judith Ann Neelley is not somebody that needs to be out. Beyond that, there are countless stories, though, of people who come up for parole, especially people whose crimes have been driven by addiction or other issues that are unrelated, to particularly being the type of violent criminal that Judith Ann Neelley was, that are well deserving of parole. And I think we're seeing that with the numbers that are coming out. Now, again, a parole is simply a second chance. It's another opportunity for somebody to live up to the accountability standards that we have in community, established by our law and community standards. And so I think there's plenty of that going along. And beyond that, the situation involving the person working for Sue Bell Cobb, the issue there was, based on his prior conviction, there were certain restrictions on where he could be and what he could do. And as a society, we've made the decision that that's appropriate for those who have been convicted as sex offenders. And when somebody doesn't abide by that, there's got to be consequences. Otherwise, if there is no accountability, then there's no teeth to the law in that regard. As somebody that's been a prosecutor for almost 20 years, I've seen both sides. Many times law enforcement vindicates those who have been wrongfully charged, and we have the opportunity to provide justice in that situation. But also, especially for those who have been hurt by violent crime, we have an obligation to provide justice for them as well. And so every case is unique and every case is different, but I need to be a voice for victims in Alabama, and I will continue to be able to do that.